Throwing hundreds in the air, we don't throw 50s. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. I need an eater that's gonna eat it up.
No, ma'am, we're not just gonna slide past the fact of the face you made after it hit the dingle dangle. No, we're not. You need Jesus. You better go read that Bible. Shit.
My asshole hurts from last night.
I'm recording.
What's your favorite position, man?
On top, missionary, pull the leg over, so that way it's like they're on their side a bit. So that way it's like you're hitting it from the back, but you're still getting face action.
Yeah.
That way you still reach a hand
some
up
twister
there.
shit.
Yeah, but you still get deep because you get
and face and neck.
It's a power position.
What would you call that? Like a wine opener?
The bop it, you can smack it, you can choke it, you can pull it, you can do everything.
Seriously, like have you seen my silhouette?
Steven, what are you doing in there?
Drugs.
I'm from DC. I got pajamas on at 2 a.m.
I'm gonna be honest.
What other motherfucker you know?
I'm only looking at your titties right now.
I will never listen to what my husband has to say because why would I take advice from someone who married a mentally unstable ass bitch?
I'll never keep on fighting. Rolling, rolling.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
I'm good. Hey, I noticed you shop here every Friday just like I do. And you look at the frozen food a lot. Do you get home-cooked meals very often?
No, it's pretty rare.
Well, my husband's out of town a lot, and I cook so many homemade meals, and I don't have anyone to feed them to. And you look like you would enjoy a really good homemade meal.
Half of the pot over the burner so that it's only that part boiling, and then it just keeps like stirring.
What? No way. I can just put half the pot on the burner and it fucking stirs it itself? Fucking sweet. We're making some KD. I got a pot on here, so we'll see. I'll get it boiling first. Okay, so we got a good boil going on. If we move this over, I mean, it kind of does it. I wonder if it, let's try it. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. What? No way. I mean, it totally fucking works. Fuck's sake, no more stirring. Can go and do other things and let this boil over. Fuck.
And I want to give a shout out to all those men that let us hold their head while we hunch their face. Even though you can't breathe, you don't say nothing. Your life matter.
What if every time your old lady did some gagging, you put $5 in a piggy bank, and every time that she did some nagging, you took $5 out, and then at the end of the year, you see what's in there, you use it for her birthday, Christmas, whatever, and she gets the gift that she truly deserves.
She ain't do that. Yes, she did. Yes, the hell she did. And everybody wants to act like I'm crazy for not wanting to stay at the church potluck. Everybody's like, Brother Nunley, why ain't you staying for the potluck? Next time they ask, I'll go pull my phone out and show them this video because you don't know what kind of crazy shit people be doing at their houses.
I'm not fat, okay? I'm just really, really easy to see.
I knew they weren't gonna do your edges right. I already knew it. Yeah, you supposed to be swooped and duped. She didn't do it right. I'm gonna miss this pussy here. I ain't gonna lie to you. While I'm here though, do you know what they gonna do about the tax money? Cause they gonna still send that, or is it void cause you dead? Who the fuck is this nigga over here balling like that? Huh? Who is this? Bitch, wake up. Who is this nigga over here balling like that? Hey,
Hey, fam. Hey, you with the bald head, bro. Hey, come here. Check it out. You knew her? How you knew her? How you knew her?
You should ask her that.
Ask her. How the fuck I'm gonna ask her? She did. Get the fuck back up.
Michael.
Yes, love.
You got coolers, you packing up, acting like you're going somewhere. Where you think you're going?
I'm going on my 2-day tournament.
2-day tournament?
2-day tournament.
But when does the tournament start?
Tournament starts Saturday.
But today is not Saturday. Today is Thursday.
Today is pre-fish. Tomorrow is sit back, ride around again if I want to.
Pre-fish?
If not, I'm gonna rig up my stuff, sit back, and drink some beer with the fellas, and
Oh, so this is a bass boycation.
Yeah, and then we get all our stuff together. Where I ain't got to drive 2 hours back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
That's just a regular commute.
No, it's not.
No big deal.
Not pulling no boat. No, ma'am. I'll never do it again.
So you're going to win this tournament, I presume. If you're going to be gone from home for...
I'm going to do what I can do. I won last week.
Did?
Sure did.
You think you're bad?
I'm bad and bougie, but I ain't bad.
They're dangerous because they can use the audiences or they can use group, but they have special powers. I spend 100% truth. The truth is the merging web is a fucking fraud. Their misery for thousands of shit.
Let me put y'all on to something. Y'all always talk about sauce dick. Sauce dick. This the grocery store sauce, bitch. Lamb chops. Bull. T-bone steaks. A pound of shrimp. Lemon pepper garlic powder, baby. Yeah. That's the sauce for y'all today.
So I just made breakfast from home. And coffee.
Medication causes weight gain, and almost every single person in the U.S. has taken it. They're pulling data from a nationwide health and education survey. The medication is antihistamine allergy medications like cetirizine, fexofenadine, and many others. They're also called Zyrtec in the U.S. And you can see here that after adjusting for gender, prescription H1 antihistamine users had a significantly higher weight, BMI, waist circumference, and insulin levels compared to healthy controls.
Apparently, I'm supposed to work well with others and pass a drug test. Pick one.
Holy shit. Things just keep getting worse for Donnie. So we all know by now about Trump being on record, saying that he knows he has classified documents and there's a process to declassify them, so they were never declassified and he knew he had them. And he was even potentially offering to show them to people. Particularly in that tape, he was talking about a document relating to potentially war with Iran. Well, on this latest episode of How Fucked is Donnie, that document is missing. Trump's lawyers can't find it. It is unaccounted for. And remember, this goes along with the fact that we now know that the reason why these pictures from the FBI at Mar-a-Lago were taken this way is because originally classified documents, the way these are printed, the border goes all the way to the edge. That red goes all the way to the edge, and so does the yellow. This one has been copied. All of the ones that have this white border around the edge have been copied. And remember, when the FBI searched Mar-a-Lago, a lot of those classified folders, their corresponding documents inside were missing. And people said, well, what if they gave them someplace? Wouldn't they just copy it? These are the copies. The originals of everything that's like this with a border is missing. And now the document about Iran that he talked about in that audio tape is also missing. This is the kind of shit that other governments would torture and kill people for. And in 2021, Trump was offering to show it to people, and now it's gone. I know we've all been saying this in the past, but it really bears repeating more and more in the last week. Trump is fucked.
Baby shark, do 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 do, baby
chopper sound like Baby Shark, cause it go doo-doo-doo.
Ladies, if you think that it's okay to go into public without a bra on and I can see your whole ass nipple, you'd be correct. That shit's fire. Please keep doing it.
Hey, good morning. I can't find the comment, but somebody asked me about white history and why there's no White History Month. And since it's June 1st, I figured why not talk about white history for a month, starting with Greenwood, Oklahoma. On May 31st, 1921, thousands of angry white people flooded the Greenwood district of Tulsa, Oklahoma. You see, the white people of Tulsa, Oklahoma were pissed off at the audacity of black people to turn the Greenwood district into a thriving, affluent, opulent black community. How dare they, when we have segregation set in place and legalized discrimination to prevent them from being prosperous, how dare they prosper in the face of adversity? So, white men told a lie that riled up other white men until thousands of angry white people formed a mob that flooded the streets of the Greenwood district of Tulsa, Oklahoma. There, this angry mob of white people killed over 300 innocent black people. They burned over 1,250 homes. They looted businesses and then burned them to the ground. And in less than 24 hours, angry white people reduced years of black generational wealth and black excellence to ashes. Now, some black families who lost everything in the destruction of Black Wall Street, as the Greenwood district was called, moved and never went back, while others decided to stay and wanted to rebuild Greenwood. But faced with such white adversity, they found rebuilding it to its glory days difficult. And to add insult to injury, white bank managers refused to let black people withdraw their money from the banks, saying that because you lost everything in the great fires, you have no proof that you ever banked with us. And so we're not letting you take out any money. That money has been sitting in the banks since 1921, accruing interest, and their descendants today still don't have access to the money in those banks. And that's how the bombing of Black Wall Street, or the Tulsa Race Massacre, became a moment in white history.
Oh! Stop!
Dude, I'm so tired. I would give anything to get 8 hours of sleep. What about going to bed 8 hours before you have to wake up? No, I'm not doing that.
Solid relationship advice, okay? Everything's all about balance. We know that. So I cook, he does the dishes. He cleans the rest of the house, I take it up the ass.
So I took some time tonight to listen to some commentary from some important people, specifically Andrew Weissman, who is a former prosecutor who also worked on the Mueller investigation. Now, given the information and details that we have seen in the past handful of days regarding the ongoing documents investigation, and knowing that Trump took actual war plans, just the gravity of the entire situation, I had to listen to what he had to say. He's very spot on with these things. His commentary never fails. He's experienced in the Department of Justice. He understands how the inner workings go. Now, earlier tonight, I kind of was like, I'm going to punt it. I'm going to say Donald Trump will be indicted for espionage before my kids go back to school. I redact that statement now, simply because after listening to the information, Andrew Weissman basically said in so many words, very, very specifically, that Donald Trump is going to be indicted by Jack Smith within days, not weeks anymore. The gravity of the situation and the ongoing national security threat that we're seeing come out of this entire investigation is something we've never seen as a country before. And it's going to be damaging to America on a world stage, no matter how we slice it. But we knew that a Trump presidency was going to be damaging to America, period. And I want everybody to just take a step back and remember that we are watching history unfold. And this will make Watergate look like fucking toddlers.
And that's why we fought off these 12 lawsuits. We had them in Houston, we had them in San Antonio, we had them in Austin, we had them in the counties where you'd have the most liberal judges. And it was a concerted effort nationally with lots of money going into it. And just knowing that we had 12 lawsuits that we had to win. And if we had lost one of them, like if we lost Harris County, Trump won by 620,000 votes in Texas. Harris County mail-in ballots that they wanted to send out were 2.5 million. Those were all illegal. And we were able to stop every one of them. Had we not done that, we would have been in the very same situation. We would have been on election night. I was watching election night, and I knew when I saw what was happening in these other states that would have been Texas. We would have been in the same boat. We would have been one of those battleground states that they were counting votes in Harris County for 3 days, and Donald Trump would have lost the election.
I'm not used to saying this, but something good just happened in Texas? Like, I am not used to saying that, okay? So before I go into this, fuck the Cowboys, all right? Go Birds. All right, so Ken Paxton, he's the Republican Attorney General in Texas. He's been there for a very, very long time. You may have heard of him because Ken Paxton's the one who would always take, whenever there's like a really messed up bill, like an anti-abortion bill or like anti-gay marriage, any of that different stuff, Ken Paxton was always the Attorney General that would push it all the way to the Supreme Court. Ken Paxton has been a powerful man in Texas for a long, long time, okay? But the House, the Texas state legislature, just voted to impeach Ken Paxton on 20 counts, 20 articles of impeachment against Ken Paxton. And the thing is, in Texas, when you're impeached, you're immediately suspended from office. So right now, he is not Attorney General. Immediate suspension until he goes to his trial. The trial then goes to the state Senate where, surprise, surprise, Ken Paxton's wife is a state senator. Because Ken Paxton has had his hands controlling the Republican Party of Texas for years. Years. But he's been insanely corrupt the entire time. Like before he even became the Attorney General, he's been ducking subpoenas about like security frauds and a bunch of stuff. And then when he was in office, a bunch of people in the Attorney General's office saw Ken Paxton do corrupt shit. And then they went and blew the whistle on him. They like grabbed a whistle and like, whoop, they blew the whistle. And the whistle said, this dude's a corrupt piece of shit, right? And Ken Paxton said, hey, you can't do that, you're fired. But there's whistleblower laws. Like when you see a corrupt guy, you go, that guy's corrupt. They can't fire you for saying that. But Ken did it. He did it like years ago. He fired these people. So these people sued Ken Paxton. And they went to court. And Ken Paxton, the Attorney General of Texas, lost in court. And the judge and everyone around it said, you definitely broke whistleblower laws. You should know what those are. You're the Attorney General. But then Ken tried to do some lawyer Attorney General stuff. See, because Ken doesn't like paying bills. Because that's why he was like, had a lot of bribery stuff and like a lot of people paying bills for him. A lot like Clarence Thomas, right? Ken went back to the Texas state government and said, hey, as the Attorney General, when I did that crime, I was acting as an officer of the government. So in reality, I shouldn't pay the $3 million settlement. The Texas government should pay the $3 million settlement. And everyone was like, dude, the ball's on you, Ken. What the hell are you talking about? So a committee convened and they started looking into Ken Paxton. And then they drew up these articles of impeachment. They presented them on the floor today, like a couple hours ago. And 121 members of the Texas legislature voted to impeach Ken Paxton. 23 members voted against it. Do you hear those differences? 121 to 23? Like, this is crazy numbers. And a lot of the people who voted to impeach Ken are Republicans, the same party Ken Paxton is a member of. Like, imagine that. Imagine Republicans voting because someone is corrupt to get rid of them. So now it's going to have to go to a trial. But in the meantime, Ken Paxton is currently not the Attorney General. And while the vote was happening, Ken had been calling and threatening Republicans on the floor that he would end their political careers in Texas forever. And they listened to his call, said, thanks for the notice, Ken, hung up the phone, and then overwhelmingly voted to get rid of Ken Paxton. So, yeah, this is good news out of Texas. I never thought I would say this, but this is actually great news out of Texas. Fuck the Cowboys, go Birds still, but good job, Texas. And again, fuck the Cowboys.
So I currently work at McDonald's, right? Because mama's gonna do what mama's gonna do. But when I'm filling chicken nugget orders and I can tell like it's for a Happy Meal and I can tell there's like more than one kid in the car, sometimes I'll put an extra chicken nugget in like only one of the boxes. So like that one kid can flex on their siblings, and maybe because I live for chaos.
Who is that in my kitchen?
Excuse me?
Lisa, come up out that kitchen before you blow it up.
No, grandmother, I'm deciding to make popcorn tonight.
Pop some, and where the bag at? Pop some popcorn.
Oh, no, grandmother. It doesn't need any type of bag. I'm actually going to do it the old-fashioned way, perhaps.
Bernice, I might have to call you back, honey. I might have to call
grandmother.
You about to blow us up in this house.
Do you happen to have any oil?
Lisa, come on up out of there. Come on up out of there.
I have the extra virgin olive oil.
Oh, don't use that. My blessed oil. I told y'all from down there at the church. Don't use that blessed oil. I need it.
Grandmother.
Say what?
I think the popcorn is talking to me.
Well, what is it saying?
It's saying Ishalala. EKOC. He coming in a Honda.
You don't put the popcorn kernels in that blessed oil. Speaking of
I don't understand this language.
Gonna cry out. Go to eat one. Bernie, they don't got it. She didn't blow it up. I guess the Lord. She used that blessed oil. She was all right. You all right, honey? Praise him, honey. Praise him. You better do it. Praise him.
So, back in the day, jingle, 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 back in the day, before the back rooms were a thing, okay? Jingle, jingle, pay attention, I said your favorite word, the back rooms, okay? The back rooms, dingle, dangle, dingle.
The president does not have the authority to amend the Constitution with an executive order. He does not. If the president had the ability to amend the Constitution through an executive order, we would have gotten rid of the Second Amendment a long fucking time ago. You people are living in a fucking fantasy world. And keep living there. Keep living there. You don't believe in science, but guess what? Science believes in you. 1 out of 10 people get long COVID with Omicron. 1 out of 10. And the people who are getting diagnosed with that? Overwhelmingly unvaccinated. And the only people who are committing election fraud is Republicans. Impeached Attorney General Ken Paxton just admitted today that he stops 2.5 mail-in applications for mail-in ballots. And had he have not, Biden would have won Texas. This is not open to debate. These are facts. Just like the people in January 6th are criminals. They are not political prisoners. And your boycott has nothing to do with children. Because if it did, they would be talking about the Illinois Catholic Church abuse. But Fox isn't. You are just paid to spread propaganda. And you've got billions of dollars doing it for you. Billions. I will not be taking any questions.